So welcome everyone to our newest practice of mindful stillness. So as the name suggests, we're going to have periods of time that are a bit more still, both in terms of our bodies, our emotions, and our thinking. And that will normally involve a little more quietness, perhaps. So whenever you find yourself getting distracted, or if you notice that your mind is wandering somewhere else, that's totally acceptable. That's part of being mindful of what's going on. And we don't use harsh self-talk in those times. We simply come back to the present time. And all of us have different anchors to do that. Some of us anchor our thinking on our breath. Some people like to anchor via touch, so they might use their fingers, their fingertips to touch and bring them back to this present space and time. For others, it might be a thought that we come back to, or a word, whatever it is for you that brings you back into this moment. It's totally fine. Just as long as we're not harsh with ourselves when we wander off. You don't fail in mindfulness meditation. We just learn and grow. So as we begin this practice today, let's get into a comfortable posture. Whatever that feels like for you, you might need to roll your shoulders a little, or stretch your back, tilt your neck, whatever it is that you need to do to feel comfortable. And we settle down, beginning to pay attention on our torso, the area between our neck and our legs, beginning to notice the heaviness of gravity, drawing our core down towards the earth. Our body is still, so we begin to pay attention to that heavy gravity drawing feeling. Paying a little bit of attention to where you feel that weight. Is it through the sit bones? Or perhaps the lungs at the bottom of the breath? Just noticing where the heaviness, the gravity is pulling or pushing, just feeling heavy, perhaps like a rock next to a pond. Extending beyond our core now. Noticing the pull of gravity on other parts of our body. Can we feel heaviness in our hands and fingers? Maybe we can notice our thumbs feeling heavy. Isolating our wrists. Just letting them be loose and relaxed. And then feeling the heaviness in the wrist area. How about our elbows? Our body is still, and yet can we notice the gravity? That stabilizing force of the earth and the moon and the sun. Moving up to the shoulders. Perhaps imagining gravity caressing our shoulders, that steady sensation, safe, secure. Holding our bodies still. In a gentle, calming way. Moving up our neck. We might find it helpful to allow our chin to fall towards our chest and giving muscles in our neck a bit of a rest. Just feeling that really gentle stretch from the back of our heads down. Noticing that sensation that we feel. Lovely, relaxed stretch. Now imagining that same sensation in our mind, in our brain, letting our brains rest. Perhaps imagining our physical brain feeling a bit heavy within our head, just really going with that sensation. Perhaps our mind feels a bit like honey in a honey pot, just thick and still, very full, just quietly, gently sitting there. Not trying to empty the honey pot, but just let it sit still. Allowing our thoughts to be quiet. In our mind's imagination, we just drop down now into our heart space, imagining that area where we feel emotions. Just taking a bit of a time to notice what's going on. Just allowing each emotion that we might be feeling today to name it itself, communicating with your mind. And then allowing each of those emotions to just settle like autumn leaves on the ground. Just letting the emotions settle into a place of stillness, no judgment. Just that holistic sense of peace right now. The stillness and quietness of a warm summer's day. Not a breath of wind in the air. Just bathing in the sunshine of peace. Soaking it in. Drawing attention now to the ever so slight movement of the chest up and down with each breath. noticing the pause at the top and bottom of each breath. Very gently and very, very slowly now, allowing our conscious thought to begin to rise up to the front of our mind, into our consciousness. No need for any hurry, just gently bringing our attention to the space that we find ourselves in. And back into the virtual space and company of others. Enjoying a deep breath in and exhaling, coming back. Be at peace, my friends. Shalom.